Well, shaking, folks. Back with another reaction, back with some more Pet Shop Boys. Very excited by the last tune I heard by them, which was Opportunities, Let's Make Some Money. Just the sonics of that blew me away. The rich, like, tapestry of the, like, chords and the, like, progression of the tune and the way it would sort of roll into what I think was the chorus. That moment in particular just set my brain on fire. So it was a really enjoyable tune, and although I was already excited to learn more about this duo that I've known of for many years but haven't really explored sonically, it really kicked my enthusiasm about this deep dive with PSB to the next level. So very much looking forward to the remainder of this album and then moving on beyond that. So once again, shout out to Izzy and Seb and all the people who've already commented. In the first Pet Shop Boys reaction I did, it didn't get all that many views, but the last couple that I've done have definitely gotten a little more interaction. So I'm very excited by that because, again, when I see that happen, it indicates to me that there's people who are ready and eager to talk about a group and to share in their passion for the songs and so on. So it feels like it's on the cusp of that happening with Pet Shop Boys too. So once again, shout out to all the people who enjoy their music and who have come here already to comment on it. So we're moving on to the next song on their 1986 album, Please, and the tune is Love Comes Quickly, which, what it makes me think of straight out of the gate is more of a subjective, personality, a relative disposition, which is to say, there are some people, and I feel like I used to be more guilty of this than I am now. But yeah, there are some people in life that when they encounter someone who shows an interest in them and who, is sort of compelling, attractive, or exciting in one way or another, or multiple ways, they're very quick to become infatuated. They're very quick to kind of tumble head over heels in love for this other person. So what it makes me think of is that a person who is sort of disposed to sort of quick love, the idea of oh wow, this person's great and they're into me, I'm all about it, and just sort of diving headfirst into that situation, which sure, that can be fun and that can be enjoyable, and obviously it depends on how the other person responds to that. Some people might feel like it's, whoa, you got very enthusiastic very quickly. But ultimately it can leave you vulnerable, right? If you get so excited, oh, I'm so quick to love something or someone, and then I find out maybe, there are parts of their personality that they didn't show me right away, and suddenly it feels like now I'm enamored with someone who, maybe doesn't have my best interests at heart, or maybe is, taking a very sort of callous, emotional interaction with me, even though I'm all about it. So yeah, being quick to love someone can be a dangerous thing. Now, maybe that'll have nothing to do with it, because again, the phrase love comes quickly, it might not be about psychology for one person. It might, relate to a social assessment of, well, love comes quickly, but the problems come after that. It could be a more generalized statement. Again, I suppose it would still be subjectivized. It would still be from a person's framework or a particular frame of view. But again, I think it might not necessarily be about someone's disposition to fall in love quickly. It could be more like a statement about love per se. So yeah, beyond that, it's hard to get a bit of a read on, but I will say, inherent in the phrase is maybe a sense of disproportion, maybe a sense of a lack of the appropriate quantity or intensity, which is to say love, I guess, when it's said that way, love comes quickly, it makes you wonder, well, should it be more slow and gradual? There seems to be at least an implicit suggestion that that condition, that quality is maybe not perfectly commensurate with the amount of emotion and so on that goes into love. So yeah, what it makes me think of are people who maybe get themselves in trouble because they're a little bit too quick to fall in love, and or the idea that love itself is sort of, it bears certain characteristics. So yeah, bottom line, we'll have to see. Once again, it might not have anything to do with any of those concepts, but it is just a way to get me thinking about it. But here we go. This is Pet Shop Boys from their 1986 album, Please, and the song is Love Comes Quickly. I suppose there is a naughtier interpretation of the phrase that I'm just gonna note in that generalized way. Big sound. desperate and strained when I hear like a cool little flourish or even like a new element start to come in as I'm also hearing the fade begin. It's like, oh no, don't do this. Yeah, that was a really cool tune. And again, like, I feel like it was basically speaking to the way that, like, you know, you're going to go out in life and inevitably, you know, you're going to fall in love with people because you're going to meet people who are compelling, attractive, interesting. You know, around the corner, you don't know what to expect. You know, you might find someone that suddenly you fall head over heels for, but, you know, it seems like at the very least there's an implication that things won't always turn out perfectly. So even if you try to, like, I'm not going to fall in love again and whatever, like, you know, it's just around the corner again. It's going to happen to you once more. So yeah, for people who, you know, are feeling and are sensitive and who are keen to have relations with other people who are, again, compelling, attractive, sweet, and so on. That this is something that you're just going to go through. This is, it happens to everybody, I think was literally a line from the song. So I do feel like it was maybe heading in some of the directions I was thinking about in advance. I did want to notice, or I did want to mention, of the first, what is it now, like three, now I think four songs I've listened to from them, there's been a couple where his singing was like very kind of like rhythmic and not necessarily spoken, like it was sung, but it was closer to spoken delivery, and it almost felt, I think I said it was in, was it West End Girls? That it was almost like rapping, like it was almost like he was like rhythmically rhyming rather than like a full kind of, throaty, melodic sort of singing. I think Izzy mentioned, that's not the last time you'll hear that, he is very much capable and good in singing in that style, but this felt like more of a proper, melodious sort of song. So it is interesting to hear that, different flavors of vocal delivery already, and we're only a few songs into their debut album, so I'm excited by that, as is the train, clearly. But yeah, I really did enjoy that, and like I said, when I do these reactions, I do give a full like later immersive listen with headphones. But that one I'm like keen to hear the lyrics again, because I feel like there is a sort of statement about the condition of being an emotional human who seeks connections and bonds with other people, which I've been through many experiences in my life, but yeah, I've found that in life, as you go through, like you meet people, you meet significant others, and you find people who are like, man, I'd really like to be a part of their life and have them to be a part of my life. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but this feeling of suddenly like, oh my God, like, it's so easy to like feel strongly for and emotionally about that person. I certainly know what that is about. So yeah, I think it's a song that speaks to what it is to be a human in the adult world. So yeah, let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.